Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to English with Ikram. Today I will discuss conditional sentences. Some students have asked question about conditional sentences. What are the conditional sentences? Conditional sentences are a bit difficult. आम तौर पे conditional sentences को थोड़ा मुश्किल समझा जाता है. But today I will discuss the structure, what is the structure of different types of conditional sentences and with example. And I hope that after watching this video, your concept about conditional sentences would totally be clear. So let's get started. What is a conditional sentence? First of all, just have a look on the sentences over here. आपके सामने. And one thing more, Zahir Hussain Shah from I'm forgetting the place. उनका ये आर्ग्यू था कि सर आप उर्दू में समझाया करें ताकि हम बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो अंडर ग्रेजुएट्स हैं वो नहीं समझ पाते. तो टुडे आई विल बी वेरी मच केयरफुल अबाउट दैट. तो ये आपके सामने 5 सेंटेंसेस हैं. लुक एट दीज सेंटेंसेस. If you are able to translate these sentences from Urdu to English, it means your concept about conditional sentences is totally clear. 5 सेंटेंसेस आपने पास नोट कर लें. अगर आप मोबाइल से देख रहे हैं तो इनका स्क्रीन शॉट ले लें. अगर आपका कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर नहीं भी है तो आफ्टर डिस्कसिंग conditional sentences, inshallah, after watching this video, you will translate all these sentences yourself. Right? Okay, let's get started. There are 3 types of conditional sentences. Type 1. And one thing that you have to keep in your mind, that conditional sentences have 2 clauses. Conditional sentences have 2 clauses. I have discussed clause and phrase. You can watch my that video for the clear concept of clauses. मेरी फ्रेज और क्लॉज पे एक वीडियो है, उसका लिंक मैं नीचे डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगा. आपने वो वीडियो लाजमी देखनी है. Anyhow, clause is a part of sentence having a verb. At least उसमें verb होता है. तो conditional clause has 2 clauses. Conditional sentence, has 2 clauses. The first one is if clause, and or it is also called independent clause. And the second one is dependent clause or subordinate clause. A conditional sentence consists of 2 clauses. Main clause, or it is also called if clause, or it is also called independent clause, and the second one is dependent clause. So we have to determine the structure of different types of conditional sentences. The first one is type 1. टाइप 1 कंडीशनल सेंटेंस का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है? इफ क्लास में हम कौन सा टेंस यूज करते हैं और डिपेंडेंट क्लास में कौन सा टेंस यूज करते हैं. लेट्स सी. टाइप 1. इन इफ क्लास वी यूज एंड देन डिपेंडेंट क्लास. You have to keep in your mind the structure. If the structure is clear, you can form the sentence. And the second thing is the sense of the sentence. कि कंडीशनल क्लास टाइप 1 का सेंटेंस का स्ट्रक्चर क्या है और इसका सेंस क्या है, आपने कैसे यूज करना है. इफ क्लास में वी यूज सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस, सिंपल प्रेजेंट, फर्स्ट फॉर्म ऑफ द वर्ब. एंड इन डिपेंडेंट क्लास वी यूज विल प्लस V1. This is the structure of type 1 conditional clause. And the sense of the sentence is future. We are talking about future. Type 1 conditional sentence की if clause main clause में simple present tense यूज होता है और उसकी जो dependent clause होता है उसमें will plus V1, और हम बात कर रहे होते हैं future की. For example, in Urdu, here is an example. Normally, अगर बारिश होगी तो मैं घर पे ही रहूँगा. नाउ अगर हम उर्दू से ट्रांसलेट करते हैं तो ये लगता है कि दोनों क्लॉजेज में फ्यूचर इंडेफिनिट टेंस होना चाहिए, बट दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. इफ़ इट रेन्स, सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस, इफ़ इट रेन्स I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. Simple present tense in if clause and future indefinite tense in dependent or subordinate clause. So this is the structure of type 1. One more example, a very common sentence. अगर तुम मेहनत करोगे, जो आम तौर पे पेपर में भी आते हैं, तो पास हो जाओगे. तो नॉर्मली स्टूडेंट्स राइट इट इफ़ यू विल वर्क हार्ड. वो डायरेक्टली उर्दू से इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करते हैं. तो ऐसा कि अगर तुम मेहनत करोगे, इफ़ यू विल वर्क हार्ड यू विल गेट सक्सेस. दिस इज इनकरेक्ट. टाइप 1 कंडीशनल सेंटेंस जिसमें इफ क्लॉज में यू हैव टू यूज सिंपल प्रेजेंट टेंस. इफ यू वर्क हार्ड you will succeed. Simple present tense and future indefinite tense. One more sentence. अगर आप घर पे रहेंगे तो आप महफूज रहेंगे. I am talking about present scenario. आजकल के हालात में, पेंडेमिक सिचुएशन में, अगर आप घर पे रहेंगे तो महफूज रहेंगे. तो how will you translate this sentence from Urdu to English? You will use simple present tense in if or main clause and future indefinite tense in dependent clause. अगर आप घर पर रहेंगे, if you stay at home, you will be safe. You will stay safe. Present indefinite tense and future indefinite tense. This is type 1 conditional sentence. One thing that you have to keep in your mind here, possibility level is less than 100%. For example, if it rains, I will stay at home. There is less than 100% possibility. I am talking about a possibility which is less than 100%. Maybe बारिश होती है तो मैं घर पे रहूँगा. Maybe बारिश होती है मैं घर पे ना भी रहूँ, मूड चेंज हो जाए. But there is less than 100% possibility. So one more thing that you must keep in your mind when you are talking about 100% possibility. ऐसे sentences, ऐसे universal truths, ऐसे general truths जिनमें 100% possibility है कि if अगर एक condition fulfill होती है तो as a result dependent clause में लाजमी वो action होगा as a result of that particular condition. In case of 100% possibility, we use simple present tense in both the clauses. This is something new. For example, how? ऐसा कैसे पॉसिबल है कि पॉसिबिलिटी शुड बी 100%. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप पानी को 100 डिग्री तक उबालेंगे, बॉयल करेंगे तो ये हीट देंगे तो ये उबल जाएगा. तो ये 100%. नाउ द पॉसिबिलिटी इज 100%. इफ you heat water at 100 degree centigrade, it boils. अगर आप आग को छुएंगे तो ये जलाएगी. If you touch the fire, it burns. In both the clauses, you have to use simple present tense. This is another form of type 1 conditional sentence when there is 100% possibility. If possibility is less than 100%, then you have to follow this structure. Simple present tense in if clause and future indefinite tense in dependent clause. Is that clear? Now type 2. What is type 2 conditional sentence? Type 2 conditional sentences, we use simple past tense in if clause or main clause and would plus V1 in dependent clause. And the sense is, what is the sense of this kind of sentences? Sense of the sentence is present. ये ऐसी टाइप है जिसमें आमतौर पे बहुत ज़्यादा मिस्टेक्स की जाती हैं और आमतौर पे इस तरह के सेंटेंसेस को ट्रांसलेट करते हुए स्टूडेंट्स को बड़ी मुश्किल पेश आती है. Let's take some example. The structure is you have to use simple past tense in if or main clause and would plus V1 in dependent clause. For example, some examples from in Urdu sentences. अगर मैं डॉक्टर होता तो मैं आपकी मदद करता. आपके पास कोई बंदा आता है, आप कहते हैं मुझे ये मेरी मदद कीजिए, मुझे ये मेडिसिन दे दीजिए, ये मेरा अपनी बीमारी बताता है. मैं डॉक्टर तो नहीं हूँ. अगर मैं डॉक्टर होता तो फिर मैं आपकी मदद करता. Now you are talking about a situation that's prevailing at present. The sense of the sentence is present. तो आमतौर पे इस टाइप में बड़ी मिस्टेक्स की जाती हैं. What you are supposed to do, you will use simple past tense in if clause and would plus V1 in dependent clause. If I were a doctor, I would help you. If I were a doctor, if I were a doctor, I would help you. Simple past tense in if clause and would plus V1 in dependent clause, and the sense is about present. Right? You can have many different examples. The first, as I have written over here, if I were a doctor, I would help you. अगर मेरे पास पैसे होते मैं आपकी मदद करता. अगर बारिश होती, I am talking about this situation, तो मैं घर से ना निकलता. तो नहीं थी इसलिए चला गया. So these are certain situations which are prevailing at present, right? Now type 3. Type 3 conditional sentence. In type 3's conditional sentence, we use past perfect in if clause and would plus have plus V3 in dependent clause. This is the structure of type 3 conditional sentence. And what is the sense of this kind of conditional sentence? The sense of the sentence is now it's past. We talk about the situation that was prevailing in the past. The sense of the sentence is it's about past, and we used past perfect in if clause or main clause and would plus have plus 3 in dependent clause. For example, this is a common sentence. आमतौर पे ये पेपर में आते हैं. अगर तुम मेहनत करते तो पास हो जाते. How would you translate it? If past perfect, if you had worked hard, comma, you would have succeeded. If you had worked hard, you would have succeeded. This is type 3 conditional sentence. Now, the next example that I am going to go over here. For example, अगर पाकिस्तान 300 स्कोर करता तो कल वो मैच जीत जाता. How would you translate this sentence from Urdu to English? If Pakistan team had scored 300 runs, they would have won the match. अगर इस साल बारिशें होती, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द पास्ट, तो फसलें अच्छी होती. तो दिस इज अ सिचुएशन दैट्स अबाउट पास्ट. तो व्हाट इज द स्ट्रक्चर? पास्ट परफेक्ट इन इफ क्लॉज एंड would plus have plus V3 in dependent clause, and the situation is about past. ऐसे जैसे मैंने एग्जांपल दिए, अगर तुम मेहनत करते, इफ़ यू हैड वर्कड हार्ड यू वुड हैव सक्सीडेड. अगर पाकिस्तान कल के मैच में 300 से ज़्यादा स्कोर करता तो पाकिस्तान मैच जीत जाता. अगर इफ़ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ प्लेयर फॉर एग्जांपल, अगर बाबर आजम खेलता, मैच में नहीं था, अगर वो मैच खेलता तो पाकिस्तान मैच जीत जाता. इफ़ बाबर आजम हैड प्लेड, पाकिस्तान वुड हैव वन द मैच. दिस इज अ सिचुएशन दैट्स अबाउट पास्ट. So these were 3 different types of conditional sentences. Type 1, what is the structure of type 1? Simple present tense in if clause and future indefinite in main clause, and the situation is about future. And then type 2, past indefinite in if clause and would plus V1 in dependent clause, and situation is about present. And then type 3, past perfect in if clause or main clause and would plus have plus V3 in dependent clause. Now these are 3 different types of conditional sentences. At the start मैंने आपको कुछ sentences दिए थे. Now translate those sentences yourself. अगर आपने screenshot ले लिए या आप वापस वीडियो पर जब जाएं और देखें वो 5 sentences कौन से, और आप खुद फैसला करें whether you are able to translate those sentences or not. Even then, if you have any question, any query about any type of conditional sentence, you can ask the question in comment box. Like my video, share my videos, and if you are a new subscriber, you can also watch different videos about clause and phrases. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, subscribe it right now. That's all for today. Thank you very much.